Crazy Wild Style. Crazy Wild Style. You know who I am? Look at me.
Look at my feet, aren't they tempting?
Is he never gonna come around again? What's that all about?
You're asking me? I don't know.
I haven't seen him. He's AWOL in real life, too.
That's kind of concerning. Although, I guess he does tend to keep to himself. This is off topic, but the upside of us having been on such a long impromptu hiatus, which I apologize for my part in, by the way, is that we've got 5 new comps to choose from.
Oh, shit. Plug came through.
There's one that kind of matches our feelings about Squirt Curly right now. I'll share my screen so you can see. This is the one that I was saying kind of expresses what we feel about Curly. You can see this?
Yes.
Yeah. It's birthday edition, but that's, for long-time listeners of this show, which there are none, you understand that it's not about what the Ridiculousness team intended the compilation's theme to be. It's about they've kind of they construct these dream catchers of fail-vid thumbnails, and we read them in this superstitious, clairvoyant way. And what they've given us here is a child, probably of the age of like 5-ish, and he's well beyond his years with the face that he's pulling, the gesture that he's doing. He's at the table with food in front of him, and he's just got his head in his hands. He's kind of like thumb and forefinger on his forehead, just eyes closed, just exasperated, well beyond his years, and that's how I feel about Curly.
Yeah.
This is not a man of his word.
That one's pretty. That one up there is pretty archetypal. The second one, note the
with the snake.
Yeah, the serpent.
Well, usually I'm our high priestess of this sort of thing, but with the knowledge that my girlfriend is still within earshot, give us your take on this thumbnail and what it communicates to you.
Well, I think it's communicating satanic imagery, Garden of Eden.
Oh yeah, she does have her hand up like that. That does kind of give.
Wait, I didn't. Sorry, I didn't even notice it's a girl holding the snake. So Eve biting from the apple of knowledge, right?
Ah, yes, she's in conversation with that snake. No, it kind of reminds me of. Also, Steelo's jacket sucks. It kind of reminds me of, that image where Satan's got the goat head and he's sitting in the throne and he's got fingers pointing up and down, and as above, so below. She's kind of giving that sort of vibe with the hand. This one is also really quite an image. If you'd like to let the people in on what's going on here, we've got Steelo is contributing a lot to it, and his shirt sucks in this one too.
His shirt sucks, and he's making how would you describe this face? It's kind of squirrely.
Well, the important context for the face that he's making is that he's a professional reaction doer and has been for many years.
Right.
And he's got like the very shallowest surface muscles of his body trained to pretend like he's interested and affected by what he's seeing, but he's clearly just looking and opening his mouth and scrunching up his face, probably saying something inane that he doesn't really mean. His shirt kind of resembles that rug from The Shining, but if it were a little more hippie-ish, I guess.
Yeah, and that's really eerie that you point that out, because when you brought up that image of Satan with the goat head and his hands posed a certain way, I was reminded of this thing that some like Shining fanatic has pointed out about the ending of the movie, where it zooms in on that image of Jack Torrance at the Overlook Hotel in like the 1920s or some shit. And in that photograph, his hands are positioned in the same way as that famous image of Satan. Yeah.
There are few things that I enjoy more than having the hidden symbology of Kubrick films pointed out to me. I fucking love that shit, bro. Kubrick is cool.
Well, he was a genuine autist. And
I bet, yeah. It's like all that I've heard about him is that he was meticulous beyond belief and very hard to get along with. Like,
yeah.
But anyway, so we've got Stilo kind of, I don't know, just making this face like he's kind of made of himself an animatronic. That's kind of the vibe that he's giving you. Like his mouth is open, his eyes are open, both somewhat wide in a bit of a reaction, but it's not a fully human reaction because he's really mailing it in as an actor, and he's just kind of feigning surprise. And the thing that he's not actually looking at this. Maybe he is, but that's pasted on top of this back image, which um, I enjoyed your description of the previous thumbnail. Go ahead, give us this one.
Yeah, so it's a man in a well, the video that Stilo is looking at to his right, it's a man in a leather jacket. His face is blurry and obscured, but to me, he kind of looks like Zelensky, and he's
Zelensky. Who is this?
that's the president of Ukraine, if I'm not mistaken, or
Oh yeah, I
maybe
see the
like
resemblance. I think
prime
this
minister. I
guy
don't know.
is probably Middle Eastern or Indian or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, he's got some sort of a, shall we say, ethnic flavor going on.
Which, for the listener at home, Austin is Persian, so he is allowed to say that.
Yes, yeah. He's climbing up a ladder, and there are two attractive women. One is in a skimpy jumpsuit, I think, and they're holding up the ladder, and they look like they're on a talk show or a game show. I don't
Mhm.
know what the context is beyond that.
It is. This is also giving some occult vibes. Like he's got two loyal followers who are holding up this ladder, and he's ascending. I don't know. It kind of reminds. Have you seen the movie Hereditary?
No, but I'm very familiar with it.
Okay. It like so. You know, the grandmother was a witch and was like most of the scary shit that's happening is because she was fucking around with the what is that actor's name? Tony Collette's children. She was fucking around with Tony Collette's children to try to secure her place as a queen of hell.
Yes.
All of the I don't know, like there's you flip through or Tony Collette when she's realizing that her mother, the grandmother in the movie, was a witch, goes flipping through the album of photos of her mother with this new information in mind, and it's all scary and stuff. And one of the pictures is her in this wedding dress and veil, leaning back in glee, while her friends, who also want to end up as satanic royalty, shower her with gold coins. And this is kind of giving that similar vibe where it's like there's nothing really significant going on in the picture, but what is going on has this kind of symbolic significance.
It looks vaguely ritualistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I like this one. You want to talk about this one here?
yeah, I think
Especially what's in the foreground.
exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that what Austin likes about this one is that it features his wife, and she's leaning back and her hands are up as if to protect herself from the totally crazy stuff that's happening on the screen.
Yeah.
And what is happening? Well, whatever. What's in the background of this thumbnail is three kids, each wearing red,
Mm,
behind a fence, and in front of that fence is this big. You know what? What I assume is happening is that they're at one of those flume rides,
right.
and the flume ride thing has finally reached the bottom, and it's sending water up that's about to get through the fence and get to them. But for the longest while, when I was looking at this picture, what I was seeing was like smoke or steam rising from some hole that they were standing at the edge of, and I kind of prefer that interpretation.
Two things. One, the keen observer will note that there's a sign kind of in the center upper part of the screen.
Splash
It says
zone.
splash zone, right? So I think you're correct. And two, I just had a thought. Do you know that famous painting that's associated with like, I guess romanticism? It's the guy standing on the edge of the cliff looking off at the sort of
Yes,
tempest before
yes,
him.
yes, I do. It's
Maybe
often used as like the Ubermensch
right, right.
clip
So
art.
maybe that, but the guy standing in front of like one of those flume rides at a theme park with the big splash.
um,
Yeah, I don't know the name of that art.
looking it up right now. Okay.
Famous painting of man on mountain.
Wanderer above the sea of fog. Oh, I'm still sharing my screen. Here. Now let's try to, I was just gonna see about, feeding it to ChatGPT and trying to make it do what you were just saying. Oh.
Ooh. For the listener, the AI bubble has popped. It cannot generate the image.
Well, which one should we watch? I like this one for our disappointment in Curly.
Yes, let's do it.
Also, I've just remembered the existence of existence.io, and I'm itching to check that out as soon as we've got this droning on in the background.
Yeah, let's see. And speaking of that, the two priorities for today, we need to make our next Kali letter,
Indeed, is this
and
the last one?
this is going to be I'm thinking either one or two more after this.
Okay. Okay.
Probably two more after this.
All right.
And then we last time when we were looking into the Forever Estate thing, we found a episode of some like business hustle bro podcast where they're
True.
apparently like extolling the Forever Estates project. So we could listen to that. I don't know if there's going to be anything there, but
Yeah. That is valid. Oh my God, Steven Steele is dressed like a fucking asshole. That is valid. Also, what was I gonna say? Oh, we cannot allow wild grinders. Is that what it's called? To escape our radar.
are you talking about the movie he made?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's called Street Dreams, and I was
Oh.
going to bring that
Oh.
up too. We should get that on the books before the end of the recording sesh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, for the listener, Rob Dyrdek uh, produced and wrote a movie in the 2010s called Street Dreams that he made like $3 from, and we're gonna watch that in a future special episode.
Lolo is wearing head to toe cozy track pants and sweater. It's kind of giving fuck. What's her name from The Sopranos? Total
Adriana
Smoke
La
Show.
Cerva.
Adriana Lacerva. And that's a good vibe. It's also baby blue is the color of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So here I go looking up existence.io.
Yes, let's see if there's any new content. While you do that, would you mind if I? Oh, that's not going to take that long. We'll figure that out first.
3 days ago, we've got
Oh,
real life balance isn't 50-50.
holy shit! Send that to me. You want to watch it right now?
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. It's
Okay.
a minute and 35 seconds long. And yeah, from the very first like half second of it, it's just another one of his aimless sermons about obvious bullshit, which is excellent. That's what we're looking for. He's
Okay, here we
looking
go.
old, man. He looks old.
Yeah,
Ever upload?
he's
Oh
looking
God, he
rough.
looks old and sad. Oh Jesus.
All right, this is our latest existence.io video. Real life balance isn't 50-50. Here we go.
You want true harmony, true happiness, true fulfillment, you got to start accounting for all your time. And I say it so often that all time matters and all time is so important. But when you account for all your time, you make it visible. You understand it. You see who the real you is. And then you know is the real you, the ideal you. That's where happiness, that's where joy, that's where fulfillment is. I mean, look at how I worked on
That
existence.
was actually surprisingly sound psychology just then.
It was more cogent than
Yeah, just the fact that he used the phrase "real you" and "ideal you," and that you'll feel fulfilled when the two things are closer to being together. That's actually people who know what they're talking about have said that. That's surprising.
yeah. It took like 50 takes to get it right. He did it at least.
So I had a bunch of meetings at the top of the week, had a bunch of Zooms, but I did a bunch
You know
of
what I'm
deep
realizing?
this morning.
What?
This is also an opportunity, these uploads, for him to very directly scream to the world, which is not listening. I've got things going on. Look how busy I am.
Yeah, I'm making
I'm
movies
not.
in silence.
I'm not in terrible. I'm not in insurmountable debt. I'm actually. My life is actually really good.
Pay no attention to the amount of parking tickets behind me in the back of the frame.
The Tizard of Oz.
And by the way, on that note, I'll wait till the end of the video. There's something I don't think we uh, discussed in enough detail from last time, but we'll get there in a
Yeah.
second.
You look at the way that I spend time with my wife, it's, a full day on Monday traveling, then sort of a rhythm of each week. It's like how you experience time is not so straightforward. You're continuously building yourself. This is work, this is life, this is health. A sunrise hike in Mexico on a Monday, to a full work of existence on a Tuesday, to working out, meditating, date night with the wife, existence photo shoot, family dinners, watching the Masters with my son. This right here is real life balance, because this is the real me. And when you begin to
He's the lady doth protest too much.
I wonder how this is affecting his sex life. He really harped on the wife thing a lot. Like, I wonder if there's any dissatisfaction and this is his way of coping or some shit. I don't know.
He points to spending his wife at the end of the day on one of these calendars, and he's like, if that could have been longer, that would have been better. But that's just where we were that day, okay, Brianna?
I'm
I
creating
wasn't trying to
myself.
make it too short or anything, but I got a lot on my mind, as you can see on this calendar.
you're accounting for your real self. And when you begin to understand how you use time to keep yourself fulfilled, balanced, and happy, then you design it with intention, then continuously live it. That truly is your path to a fulfilling, happy, meaningful life.
All right, we gave him props for being relatively cogent in the first 30 seconds of that video, and then it just fucking crashed and burned there at the
Yeah,
end. Yeah.
he's like more more than he is making any point. He is just expelling air at this point.
Yeah.
It's
Let's
really quite nauseating to have to sit through.
let's let's look at the comments.
I ate so much fucking food last night, bro. I had a medium-sized bag of Ruffles, and then a whole package of penne pasta with a
Oh,
whole package of fake meatballs and sauce.
bro,
And then I
bro.
started in on some fries, and I could only eat a few fries because it was just like genuinely beginning to hurt how much shit I had stuffed in myself.
I'm so jealous of you. I can't eat like I used to. I can barely eat, period. I'm
Mm,
in pain, like with even the smallest, blandest meal.
yeah.
Um, but the GI specialist just gave me a low dose antidepressant that's supposed to get rid of the pain in a few weeks. So
Oh, nice.
hopefully soon I will be back on your level.
I had multiple gigantic shits during that.
The schedule is impressive. You're the man, Rob. I've learned so many valuable lessons from you over the years. Thank you. Cool topic. Volume seems to have been recorded at 30%, though. I had the same thought.
Oh my God, dude, look at Nico Central.
All caps. Drop it already. I had to make one on my own with Google Sheets a year ago. Please let me try it.
Oh, I had to resort to using a calendar app that exists.
When is it launching? Dying to use this. Okay, so that's where I wanted to go, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen if you don't mind. But
Yeah, no, sure.
that's what I was going to bring up. We've mentioned many times that this app hasn't launched yet, and it's been
Yeah.
like almost a year now of him shilling it, and it still doesn't exist, of course. But
That's the one thing existence.io doesn't do is exist.
but we know why, and it seems like no one else knows why. And I don't think we really teased it apart enough when we found out. I think it was in the last episode. He was standing in front of like a list of goals or something, and we zoomed in on one of them, and it said something like, I think the best way to launch existence would be to put out a documentary about like how my philosophy of time creationism helped me create so many seasons of ridiculousness. So
Oh,
like
really?
I
I don't
feel
remember that.
yeah, I feel like we
Oh.
can extrapolate from that that the reason it hasn't launched yet is like maybe this documentary is in development hell, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, I can't imagine anybody would want to give him money to do that or watch that or be a part of making it.
Right.
And Lord knows giving him money for any reason is a bad enough idea.
Yeah.
Even just a few
He
bucks so that he can pay for his parking.
mhm.
Also,
He's
speaking
got
towards
he's
footfalls
got
again.
Michael Moore. He's got Michael Moore on board. Did you know that the day Ridiculousness first aired, 1,000 bombs were dropped on Kosovo?
No relation. I just think it's interesting. Gotta load up a new roll of toilet paper. I might end up using the whole thing.
Yo, look at that.
I love lighting matches, bro.
That was clean. Dude, the way like on a little Wayne track when you hear the lighter flick, you know it's gonna be good shit. When you hear William light the match in the bathroom.
No, it's gonna be a big poop.
Yeah.
No, really, in the moments when a match is catching fire, I can't help but feel like everything's gonna be all right. So what's new in Austin land?
I spent the entirety of last weekend in Sedalia, Missouri for the Scott Joplin International Ragtime Festival.
Hell yes.
Yeah,
We did.
which
I did
I
get a bit of this over the group chat. Just a few
yes,
pictures.
I want to recap some of my favorite discoveries from the weekend because you learn a lot at this festival because all the performers give like the context and history behind the material in their repertoire,
Here's my
their
question: are there any
repertoires.
attractive ragtimers?
Yeah, May Afterhita is kind of a sex symbol for us.
How do you spell May After Heater?
Mayauferhide.
Oh, she looks like she died in the 40s. But sorry, I cut you off talking about the
No,
rag.
you're fine. Yeah, I mean, just a quick rundown of some of my favorite discoveries from last weekend. So, a performer whose set I really liked, Matt Tolentino. He's a ragtime accordionist, and he specializes in Tin Pan Alley pop. A couple songs he performed I really liked. My Cuties Do at 2 to 2 Today by Albert von Tilzer from 1926, and the Cubanola Glide by Albert's brother Harry von Tilzer from 1909. And then he also performed a instrumental piece by Ernesto Nazareth, who I had never heard of before, but he described him as the Scott Joplin of Brazil. And this piece was called Dengozo from 1913. I liked that a lot. And then I saw a banjoist named TJ Muller, who also played a lot of Tin Pan Alley material, much of which I recognized. So he performed Ragtime Millionaire by Irving Jones from 1909. And that was interesting because I had heard, I've been listening to Bill Moore's recording of that for a long time. And Bill Moore was a rural blues musician. And I'd never heard like the original sheet music version, which is what he performed. I've just heard how it was interpreted by this rural performer. So that was interesting to hear it in its original form. And then he also did Some of These Days by Shelton Brooks from 1910. That's a very famous song. It was Sophie Tucker's signature hit.
Here's a brief update on here. You're gonna set a new record for closest that you've come to seeing my dick. A
Mm.
brief update on what I've been doing recently. I got so on my left thigh, on the top of my left thigh, I've got what I call my notes section, and it's a collection of tattoos which now has its third entry. The first one was a line from the movie No Country for Old Men, from the monologue at the beginning of that movie, which says, "Okay, I'll be part of this world." From when Tommy Lee Jones's character is talking about how he's from a long line of sheriffs who have overseen the struggle between understandable justice and understandable evil in his small town reality, and how now he's coming along. It's very similar to the beginning of The Sopranos, now that I'm thinking about it, and he's coming along to find that he's inherited a world where order has flown out the window and he's now faced with evil which makes no sense in the modern world of the 1970s. And he says, a man would have to put his soul at hazard. He'd have to say, okay, I'll be part of this world. And so I tossed that on my thigh. I've got the word obsessive, and I just added bigger than either of those because I've noticed with these other two that what were once clean lines have started to fade and blur and like grow. And so I wouldn't be surprised if eventually those first two started to like melt into themselves. So for this next one, which I got from an AA meeting, which is the phrase "It's not about you," I asked for the font to be made all caps and a little more spaced out. And I didn't really think until after the tattoo had been put on me that the guy also increased the font size by quite a bit, but that's fine.
It's not about you is an a phrase derived from AA meetings.
No, I mean,
Or you heard one? You heard that there? Or?
yeah. Someone
Yeah,
was
yeah.
speaking and he was saying how he was like going through his story, which is what you do when you speak at an AA meeting, and he mentioned like along the path of the story that he was telling us that at one point he kept that phrase on a note where it was visible by his bedside, and just I don't know. It's sort of a visceral kind of logic that kicks in when I hear or encounter somehow a phrase that I think would make for a good tattoo. I'm just like, it's not like I'm it's kind of like sculpture or something. Like I encounter that phrase and I'm like, yep, that feels good. That feels right. So
Yeah.
that's how we got here.
Yeah. Coincidentally, after last weekend, I got um, tattooed above my ass. My cuties do it two today. Albert von Tilser, 1926.
My cuties due to come right here. That's interesting. In the theater world, there's a popular tongue twister. Um, what a to do to die today at a minute or two till two. A distinctly difficult thing to say, yet harder still to do, for they'll beat a tattoo at 20 to 2 with a rat tat
Mm,
tat 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 two, and the dragon will come when he hears the drum at a minute or two till two today at a minute or two till two.
mm.
So maybe those originated around a similar time.
Carl Jung, take notes.
And
Sit your white ass down and listen.
it's not my job to educate you. Um, I realized while I was saying those lyrics, there's part of that that says, uh, "What to do to die today at a minute or two to two is a simply difficult thing to say, yet harder still to do. For they'll beat a tattoo
Mm.
at 20 to two with a rat
Okay.
tat 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 tat
Okay. This is actually getting scary now. This is-
We hit record on these Zoom calls and we enter another dimension.
that's as this is the as good a time as any. We should start the Kali thing now.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So I took some notes from like because a few episodes ago we kind of made a rough outline of what we wanted to include in the letter. So let me pull those up in a second. We wanted to somehow allude to her necklace of teddy bear heads, and of course that's a reference to uh, Kali's wearing a necklace of human heads.
hmm
She oh hold on.
Here, I'm gonna send you
Oh,
a.
I think we last time we found a story about I don't remember the name of the demon she's battling, but Kali, like how does it go? She stabs another demon and his blood trickles out endlessly or something. We wanted to do that
Wait,
with a juice box.
didn't we put that in the last letter?
No,
No?
no,
I
no,
thought
no.
I thought
You're
it, I thought it was like he always tries to steal my juice box or something like that.
well. That was the second letter. Nasumba always tries to take, or he took the last slice of pizza at lunch, but we
And
found
is
something.
that because
It's not the same.
is this blood allegory something to do with her like being responsible for mortality and like
It's
the
something about
finite
like
nature of time?
it's something about endless regeneration. Yeah, we'll have to look it up, but I think the blood is always spilling out, and
Yes,
we were
no,
gonna
the she's in battle with some deity, and the deity bleeds, and when the blood hits the ground, he like regenerates from a single drop of his own blood. So she
right.
drinks the blood before it can reach the ground.
That's it. And it was going to be this kid. He always like spills his juice boxes at lunch, but he's getting new ones anyway. The teachers or the lunch lady just keeps
Yes.
giving him
Okay.
new
So
juice
this
boxes.
this was just something that we thought would be good, but we didn't yet put into a letter.
Correct.
Okay. Cool.
And
Also,
then
check your texts for the screenshot that I just sent you because I stumbled across some fire on YouTube thumbnails wise.
okay, I'll do that in a second. My phone's in the other room.
Okay.
Uh, and then we have her, I think, throwing her dad's watch out the window, and she says
Mm.
something eerie like, "Now I say what time it is, Daddy." Kali has this sort of chaotic dance that I guess represents like the world being constantly in flux.
Hmm.
Something like that. She Callie is in ballet class and she tears the bar off of the wall like a staff. And she starts
Yes.
doing her own freeform dance, and everybody evacuates. And then maybe like the
Yeah,
mirror and
because
the
the
walls
mirror
crack.
breaks. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So that's everything we wanted to, and we don't have to put it all in this one letter. Um, but yeah, clearly, like I think now is about the time where we can really start to throw plausibility out the window. Like the
Yeah.
last letter we wrote was on the threshold. We've crossed over now.
And fucking yeah, I think yeah, by crossing over, I think now it should be like this letter is mostly written by the divine entity Kali, and Kali shines through as opposed to the opposite being the case.
Yeah, and that's I'm not sure how we can execute or how we should execute it because like I want I'm thinking like in my head it's like both voices are there in varying degrees. And like you said, Kali is kind of like that's going to be the preponderance of this letter is Kali's voice is more there, but I want like a little bit of Kali to slip through just for the
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. That just seems right. But then it's like how are we going to illustrate that? Are we going to oscillate between, you know, cogent,
Maybe we oscillate between
cogency and childlike babble?
maybe some of Kali's handwriting, and then every once in a while we splice in some Sanskrit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Also, look at this is the second skin that I got from the tattoo parlor that came off last night, and it kind of looks like haunted sperm, don't you think?
Second skin?
Yeah, it's like a little like transparent bandage to protect your healing tattoo from the outside world.
Oh,
But
I
it,
didn't know about that. That does look like sperm, yeah.
yeah, yeah, anyway. All right, so I'll open a Google document.
Yeah.
So we've got um
Oh, and pictures wise, one of those definitely needs to be Callie with the teddy bear heads.
okay. Oh, that's right. We started to write this one. That's why I felt like we had.
Oh, we did? Hmm.
Yeah, I've got a Google Doc going called Kali number 4, and it says, "Hello, Robert. My name is Kali. I am old. Dad's watch out window. Rock Tabiha juice story." And then we
Rock
want
to
to
be
add.
hot. That's
Then
it.
we want to add ballet class mirror break.
Hmm.
Do you have access to this Google Doc already?
I think so, but let me double check.
I made it so that anybody with the link can edit it, and I'm going to send you the link one more time just for
Okay.
convenience's sake. All right. Hello, Robert. My name is Kali. I am old. Um, Maybe do you want to have any amount of Kali being the main voice of this letter's writing, referring to Callie? like Kali is writing this letter and telling Rob what Callie has done.
Maybe in the next letter we could
Okay.
do that by saying like, hello Robert, Callie isn't here anymore.
Hmm.
Something like that.
I get that. I
For
get that.
now, like in my head, this letter is more like there's kind of this internal battle between the two, and Kali is currently winning, but Callie comes out a little bit here and there, you know. So maybe to balance that, hello Robert, though it's obviously an unusually articulate sentence for a 4 or 5 year old, it's still written in that crude handwriting, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, maybe instead of "My name is Kali, I am old," we can have that sentence say, "My name is Kali, I am very," or like the number of years since the first recorded appearance of Kali's name in any sort of text, but written in Sanskrit. My name is Sanskrit old.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And for the listener, that's some eternal recurrence going on there, because in our first letter it opens, hi Rob, I'm Callie, I'm 5 years old.
Okay, 1026 years ago. So I'm just going to translate 1026 into Sanskrit.
You know what I was thinking? Maybe for the last letter, I have a few fragrances that smell a lot like old, like musty incense that you'd smell in a temple
Mm,
or something. I'm gonna spray the paper with that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
This is where it pays to be a fraghead.
Yeah. Oh, it always pays, buddy. It always pays.
Okay, I've got the Sanskrit in there.
Um, Yesterday I threw Daddy's watch out the window. I said to him, now I say what time it is, Daddy, whatever. Maybe we could throw something in there about how, typically her dad would punish her for something like that. This time he, cowered and evinced fear.
Hmm.
Yeah. He was really scared. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
And then what is this? Okay, so it's,
Yeah, we should figure out this rock to be hot thing.
someone, like one of the teachers or like a teaching aide, the lady at school always gives Rockabilly more juice when he spills his, but when he spilled his today, I drank it.
Uh, Let me check how the actual story goes to make
Okay.
sure we get that right. So it says, so Shiva blesses Raktabiha with an extraordinary boon. Every drop of his blood that spilled onto the battlefield would immediately transform into an exact clone of the demon, equally strong and fierce. And then Kali enters the battle with a brilliant strategy. Instead of letting Raktabiha's blood hit the earth, she used her weapon to pierce him and spread her vast cavernous tongue across the entire battlefield. As she wounded him, she drank every single drop of his blood directly and devoured all the clones before they could multiply. Drained of his blood, the demon was finally killed. Oh, and then look at this. After having consumed so much demonic blood, Kali enters her uncontrollable, bloodthirsty. She starts dancing in a frenzy. And
Ah,
so maybe later that night is when the dance class incident happens.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really like the phrase "drained of his blood, the demon." What was it?
Let's see, just a second. Drained of his blood, the demon was finally killed. Yeah,
I
maybe
like
so. Maybe
that.
she recounts the story in like a childlike fashion, but then just at the very end of it, we tack on that sentence.
But isn't that collection of words just a very like nice poetic rhythm?
Yeah.
Drained of his blood, the demon was finally killed. Maybe we could have it more than once. Drained of his blood, the demon was finally killed. Drained of his blood, the demon was finally killed. Okay.
By the way, I'm going to share my screen really fast. Look at this, presumably, ancient traditional artwork I found of the scene that I just narrated. This is Kali's massive tongue slurping up Rock to Be House clones. Do you see this?
Yeah.
It's awesome, right?
It is. It is.
Yeah, I think we might have to recreate that in our
Yes. Yes.
picture. Yeah, but it's gonna be juice, little droplets of juice.
Rock to be always gets.
We have here. He always gets more juice when he spills any. They give him more at school. Today I cut his juice and drank it all so he didn't get more. Drained of his blood, the demon was finally killed. Drained of his blood, the demon was finally killed.
That's awesome.
At ballet, I got excited and broke the bar. Yeah,
How's that?
everyone was scared because of my dance. That's good.
Should we do the have AI read it?
I'm gonna do that next time,
All right, all right, all
just
right.
in case because sometimes I'll add lines when I actually write the letter.
All right.
So stay tuned for that. Is there anything else we want to put in? This is pretty solid. Maybe a one final send off, like
Maybe we can find some equivalent of drained of his blood. The demon was finally killed. About that story about the chaotic. Or do you have it pulled up right now? After she drank up all of Rakabiha's blood, she did the dance, and what is written there?
I don't have it pulled up anymore, but I can Google. I'm gonna Google why does Kali dance and see if
Okay.
like a
Yeah.
similar line comes up. Her dance embodies the eternal pulse of life, death, and rebirth. The destruction of ignorance, ego, and negativity is viewed as a necessary precursor to beautiful transformation. Kali becomes so fierce in destroying demons that she lost control. To stop her, Shiva lay in her path. When she realized she was trampling her consort, she bit her tongue in sudden embarrassment and shock, a pose captured in her most classic imagery. I didn't know about that.
So I've just added. So the final paragraph now says, "At ballet class, I broke the bar, and the mirror broke everywhere. Everyone was scared because of my dance, the eternal pulse of rebirth, the destruction of negativity."
Yeah, yeah. Love Callie.
Yes. All right, excellent. We're doing
Beautiful.
we're doing good work here. Let's
Yeah,
load up another fucking comp, why don't we?
sure. Yeah, and I'll get that written out this week and mail it to our boy.
So we've got satanic imagery of the snake, the boys in the splash zone, the guy climbing the ladder with his um, servants holding it up, or that other one where there's the car with all that shit on it.
Let's do the serpent.
All right.
And then we can also check out in a bit this Forever Estates podcast.
Yes, yes.
I don't know if it's going to be good. We could give it 5 to 10 minutes and see, but I did not vet it. So
At ballet class, I broke the bar and the mirror broke everywhere. Everyone was scared because of my dance, the eternal pulse of rebirth, the destruction of negativity. Today I cut his juice and drank it all so he didn't get more. Drained his blood, the demon was finally killed. Drained his blood, the demon was finally killed.
this is excellent.
Yeah.
The pictures to include. We've got her slurping up the juice, the teddy bear necklace. That's probably enough. You think a picture of her dancing? I think that'd be good.
Yeah, maybe in the um slurping up juice, teddy bear necklace, to whatever degree you intend to combine those two things.
Right,
Maybe her limbs are splayed as though in a dance.
right. Oh yeah, I was gonna give her multiple arms and everything. Yeah. Do you want me to get this? What is it? Forever Estates podcast going?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Behold.
Oh, are those French fries?
Yeah.
Those look good as shit. Oh my
Bro,
gosh.
baked French fries from the store go hard.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I cannot wait until my fucking chronic abdominal pain is nipped in the bud.
You end up being on a suite of psychiatric medications to mediate the pain. You're a completely different person, but you can shit heavy.
I would do it. I've been craving Indian food so fucking bad these past 3 months.
Man, what a benevolent night.
When we went and got Indian food, yeah, that was awesome.
Speaking of psychiatric medication, fucking Mark Maron has a funny bit in his most recent stand-up special where he's like, shit, I can't remember the delivery, but he's like, my vet wanted to put my cat on antidepressants um, because my cat was doing a bunch of weird, I don't remember all the list of activities, but one of them was shitting all over the place. And he was like, well, I just want him to be able to just still be himself. Something like that. I don't know. All right, I'm ready for the podcast here, and let me play this comp so it's going in the background too.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so for the listener, last time we discovered Rob Dyrdek's Forever Estates project, the concept of which the concept is basically he's going to build a house, and his subsequent generations will live in that house. And this is apparently a novel concept that he came up with, and it warrants the name Forever Estates.
Generations which he lists, he's like, generation one, his two kids, generation two, and then he says how many
Right.
of his descendants will be in that generation, so on and so forth for like 500 years or some shit. Some
So, and
psycho
yeah,
shit.
by the way, how does that work? Is he going to like instruct his children like you need to have X amount of kids and then you need to tell those kids to have Y amount?
I honestly, I think he was done thinking about it as soon as he posted that post. I think this is all just, he's just passing the time.
Okay, so anyway, goes without saying it's stupid as shit, but we found like a business podcast called Business Marriage, and it's the two hosts are Haley and James Burt, and I guess they're a married couple who talk about entrepreneurship and stuff like that. And there's this episode where they're talking about the Forever Estates, and the title of the episode is Manifesting the Forever Estate, Revisiting Rob Dyrdek's Visionary Journey. So presumably
Wow.
they're going to extol this bullshit.
What would you think of me using their conversation as fodder for Rule 34 searches
Okay,
as it's going?
when you hear yeah, yes, bro, yes.
All right, let
It's
me
like
share my screen.
this is like our version of a drinking game.
Search Rule 34 for the phrase every time you hear something good.
Okay. Oh, they've got Rob on the show. They're interviewing him about it.
Hell yes.
Okay, nice. And this is from 2024. Okay, here we go. Let me know if you have any issues hearing it at any point.
I can't hear it.
Oh, for real?
The glamour in this podcast already. Where is she?
Okay, now I can hear it.
Right.
Okay.
Haley is missing off today's podcast, but she'll be with us very, very shortly because there's a reason for this. We're doing a special episode of Business Marriage. Now, we know we've had loads of new people who've started listening in the last couple of weeks. Thank you for that, by the way. And if you are new here, welcome along. Thanks for tuning in. Very much appreciated. If you are enjoying the content, if you like it, then make sure you click the follow button or the subscribe button. Wherever you get your podcasts, you can follow us on a weekly basis. But we are grateful for the new followers and the new fandom of the podcast. But if you are new here, that means that you might not have listened to some previous episodes. And one such previous episode was an incredible guy by the name of Rob Dyrdek. Now, Rob Dyrdek is an investor from America. Started off as a pro skateboarder. He's on, basically, if you watch MTV in the States, he's 90% of the programming. He's on massive TV shows over there.
I am gonna wager that Rob requested that he be referred to as an investor.
I I searched skateboard, and I don't know exactly how. Oh, there you go. There's
Oh
she searched
yeah,
skateboard.
I wasn't looking
This
at this.
is pretty beautiful. I can't even lie. It's a piece of fine art.
Yeah,
For the
she's
listener, it's Latina or some kind of, I don't know, a woman with brown skin, MILF, giant thighs, giant boobs. They're waving in the wind as she is alarmed by the uh, predicament that she is in, which is totally naked, barefoot included, riding a skateboard down the street. And it's mostly the drawing style is what's good about it.
He has been for years. He probably will be for years. And as well as being a pro skateboarder and a star of a massive TV show, he's also a value investor and a co-funding, basically like a co-founder and funder of about 26 businesses. And he's got a net worth to the tune of about $400 million. So this is a guy who knows a bit of stuff about a bit of stuff. But also, as well as all of that, he is massive into his vision boards, into his manifesting, into bringing the life of his vision into reality. Now, he meditates and does brain training and all this stuff, which I absolutely love. And Haley had never heard of Rob until I made her hear about Rob non-stop, and she's like, Jesus Christ, man crush, get over it. But anyway, so we managed to get Rob Dyrdek, who is a
Oh,
massive
shit.
deal, by the way, big time celebrity.
Austin,
He came on the business.
Yeah.
can you see my shared screen?
Oh shit. What did you? That's skateboard rule 34.
Yeah. And it somehow came up with Marge.
Synchronicities.
And it's well drawn. It's well drawn.
Synchronicities, folks.
Marriage podcast because he saw a random clip of basically Haley taking a piss out of me for the fact that I have to live my life based on a spreadsheet. And I was like, but Rob Dyrdek does it. And he saw the clip and was like, I've got to come and talk to Haley. So we surprised, me and Rob Dyrdek, behind Haley's back, arranged to get him on the podcast so that he could.
But Rob Dyrdek does it. The dumbest motherfucker alive.
But Haley, you don't understand. Rob Dyrdek does it. Who's that? Oh, he's some kind of rode a skateboard at one point.
Oh. The rule 34 we have pulled up is
Very strange.
yeah, I'm actually kind of confused. What's going on here?
So they're mimicking Snapchat pictures, and
Right.
in these sort of historical fiction Snapchat pictures, we've got this Ash Ketchum looking ass anime guy who presumably is into skateboarding, and he's got, as he says in this first one, he got himself a new slave today, and this quote unquote slave is about the size of his finger and is being crushed under his crotch, and then I believe under his shoe, and then under his, yeah, he's stepped on him, he's put him in his shoe, he's crushing with his toes. It's kind of the cosmic horror of kink.
Do you want me to skip to when they're interviewing Rob?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I won't ruin it, but about 10, 15 years ago, Rob had made a bunch of money, right? He had like $10 million. It's not to be sniffed at, but he bought this piece of land, which was worth about $9.5 million, and he couldn't really afford it. So pretty much his entire net worth was now tied up in this random bit of land, which had no planning permission, etc. But his mission was to turn this into the...
I didn't know that detail. The whole debt thing is really starting to make sense now.
forever home, not just for him and his family, but for the family for generations to come. This is a forever estate in the middle of the Beverly Hills. He had no idea that he could actually get the planning permission. He had no idea that the city was actually going to let him build this thing, but he had a massive mission and vision, and he was like, I'm just
For
going
the
to do it.
listener, it's a fucking house.
Yeah.
Last week, they broke ground on this house, and I saw it, and I have to admit, I watched the video. There's a beautiful drone video that he did with him and his family, with them with golden shovels digging out the ground, doing the first ever breaking of ground, as they call it in the building world. And I was like, that's amazing, because this estate existed in his mind years and years and years before it ever existed in reality. But during the podcast, he talked to us so much about manifesting and having a big goal and having a big...
His wife and child exist in his mind too. I'm convinced.
You watch the drone footage and they're just like pasted on there in anime art style.
big plan and all the rest of it. So when I saw him last week actually break ground on this thing, which was an idea 15 years ago and nearly swallow up his entire net worth, I was like, that's really powerful, because we've been talking loads in the last few weeks about manifesting and all that kind of stuff. And in our own little way, manifesting is actually really coming into reality in a lot of instances. I'll give you a prime example of the negativity of manifesting, by the way. I said on Friday, someone's asking me about prep for the marathon. So I'm doing the marathon this coming weekend, and they said, how you feeling for the marathon? Yeah, done loads of training. The only thing, this was my exact words, what a fucking idiot. The only thing I've got to do now is not get injured. And as I sit here right now, on Monday afternoon at the time of recording, I have pulled my hamstring. So it's debatable.
Okay, this is becoming a fucking pity
This
party.
guy's dumb.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going on about there.
What a fucking idiot.
I'm going to skip ahead. I really confused how we got on that topic.
Things through different ears this time around. And if you're new to the podcast, this was actually recorded about a year ago, I think, the first time round. So it's great to circle back to it, especially as the power of manifesting has been proved by Rob Dyrdek. Here's me and Hayley chatting to the one and only Rob Dyrdek.
Okay.
Gobsmacked, which is a lot
That is a
for
lot.
me.
For you to have nothing to say is a joy and a miracle and a shock all rolled into one. So,
It's been a bit of a surprise, isn't there?
cheers.
Cheers.
That's going to come up later. So today on the podcast, something very different. You know, normally we chat about life and business, and we give our insights and our wisdoms, and we share where we're at in life and business. And, you know, we get lots of feedback. We get lots of people messaging, say how much they like it and how relatable it is. We're going to go the other way today. We're going to be completely unrelatable, because today on the podcast,
Still can't believe it. We've got
I
a
have-
special guest that
we
I
have a
didn't know
special guest.
anything about.
so Hayley didn't know this. So a couple of weeks
Still
ago,
can't
for
believe
context,
it.
a couple of weeks ago, we did an episode.
Well, we had
where
t-shirts on,
We had
didn't we?
t-shirts on. So mine said Rob Dyrdek is my icon, and yours said Rob Dyrdek
FFS.
FFS, as in for fuck's sake. And we were talking about, and it was bought for us by your Uncle Ian,
Yeah.
who's also a fan of the podcast.
Yes.
Shout out Uncle Ian, who's basically the reason
Do these clowns ever shut the fuck up? My
Really?
gosh. Hold on.
Dyrdek, FFS.
Here we go.
I wish I had it on.
I need to come in and join the conversation, you know.
Oh my god! Should I be feeling quite nervous? Because I do.
Especially like if I'm someone that lives this beautiful, harmonious, amazing.
Yo, do you hear how turned on this guy's wife is when Rob is out in the room?
New kink unlocked, cucking, but it's specifically Rob Dyrdek doing the cucking.
Life with my entrepreneur wife, where we're both building our businesses and our lives, but in this beautifully balanced.
Okay, I know Rob just got on the show, but the video you're about to play, I feel like this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
I'm so glad you noticed.
We have Otis from the Barnyard franchise. He's built like a gay bear. He's got that sort of physique. Pretty sizable chode, and he's dancing. And that's pretty much it.
It's a lovely, gleeful, free sort of a feeling watching this video.
Like Kali. He's dancing like Kali.
Yes. Maybe we should include a printout of this in our letter.
It's really well done animation too.
Amazing way. I felt like I needed to share with you that I am the ultimate inspiration for James. You know, because think
Oh
about
my
this.
God.
Think about this. Like
Yeah.
I didn't set off on a journey to be incredibly successful. I set off on a journey to have an amazing life. And that included
Jesus
like my
Christ.
relationship with my wife and my children, and the time that I was able to spend to not only focus on learning more and growing more and evolving into a great business person, but how do I grow and evolve into a great father and a great husband? Well, you got to put some structure to that. You got to put some
Love
structure
it.
to that, you know. And life is in this beautiful sort of flow state, and if you don't begin to sort of project the probability of how you're going to feel in the future by, you know, building a rhythm of your life and focusing on your time and putting in time to work out and putting in time to spend
Oh
time.
God, dude.
Because think about this. This morning I
This is
got up.
demoralizing.
Yeah, this is brutal.
It's the same shit that he says in his fucking existence videos, but now
Yeah.
we've got two British people pretending that it's good.
Yeah, I bet these are like paid actors by Rob, and
Well, I believe that they have a podcast, but I was just going to say this further bankrupts my faith in any sort of honesty on podcasts. Me and my girlfriend were listening to this podcast that she likes, and they had this guest on, and this guest was in a new show, and so the hot podcast's hosts were like, "He's our best friend. We love him. We love his spirit, and he's in this new show, and it's the best show ever." And we want to go to watch the show, and it's like, it's okay. It's not that good. And I was
right.
like, they duped you. And I think the same thing is going on here, where he just sent him a couple grand, and they gushed for a few minutes, and now he's just gonna do the same shit he does, which is drivel.
They're not even British. They're from New Mexico. He just had them adopted. The tax funds to give forever estates this air of
He
legitimacy.
picked him up in a Home Depot parking lot.
They're actually two middle-aged, portly Mexican fellows, and they've expertly donned voices to give forever estates.
You want drywall? I do drywall. I do roofing, and I can be a podcast host if that's what you want. Well, what else were we gonna do?
That was pretty much it. I do need to go pretty soon, so we can put a bow on this here. Is there any last minute Rule 34 you wanted to
True.
look up? Dr. Hibbert, for old time's sake. Yeah.
Julius Hibbert?
Oh shit.
My
Oh
God.
my gosh.
Oh, goodness me.
Whoa.
Oh, no. Oh,
Oh.
no. Look at
Oh.
these ones.
Oh.
That's bad.
Oh. Wait, why does he have a puppet of Krusty the Clown on his hand?
Is it a puppet or is it Krusty himself? Oh, yeah, it's a puppet. Jesus Christ.
Oh
no.
gosh.
No, I don't like this.
Oh, this was a mistake. This was a mistake. This was a mistake. This was a mistake.
I'm going to send this one to the group chat as well.
All right. And then I gotta get going. I'm in immense pain right now.
Are you going to poop?
I don't think so.
All right. Sounds
Date.
good.
Okay.